People living near a lake in south central British Columbia are being ordered to leave immediately. A growing wildfire is charging towards their properties, and for many people, leaving is tricky because the only way out is by boat. They're being driven out of their homes by the Lower East Adams Lake wildfire, which has been burning for more than 3 weeks. Let's bring in Sarah Galashan from Coquitlam, BC. Sarah, tell us about the latest evacuation order.
Well, so Hannah, it's not that the people in this area didn't have an indication that this was coming. There has been an evacuation alert in place for about a week's period of time here. This fire sparked by lightning back on July 12th. It was not a concern, then it was obviously a concern under an alert. And then last night, things just sparked up quite quickly. It became very aggressive, very quickly, coming very close to cabins, and the evacuation order was put out. I want to show you, we have some video from someone named Josh Jones on Dorian Bay, affected by this wildfire. The video that he has posted gives you a real indication when we talk about fire coming close to cabins, just exactly what that means and what it looks like. This is a short clip, but it's worth a look.
If that ain't danger close, I don't know what is. Holy if that ain't danger close.
So 92 properties in all were ordered to be evacuated, and the challenge for people who are in this area, many of these are seasonal cabins. It's possible there are some that are year-long residents, but getting in and out from these cabins, and you mentioned this off the top, there's water access only. There's no roads, so that's obviously a particular challenge. We talked to the regional district about that. This is what they said.
There is actually no road access to those communities. Their only access point is by ferry or by their personal watercraft. So we certainly know that some people left via their own boats, but many of the evacuees had to cross on the ferry. And it's a 10-minute trip across the ferry from one side to the other.
There was a public meeting about a week ago in which some of the residents in that area had indicated they might not want to leave should this become an evacuation order. The wildfire service urging against that, saying that they are not anticipating that conditions are necessarily going to improve as we move through this week. It has been windy in places, and is certainly hot and dry throughout the province. They're not expecting any help from the weather. The good news right now, we're hearing from the wildfire service, there's no confirmation, Hannah, that any of the structures, the cabins, the homes in this area have been lost to this fire. But as you saw in that video, the flames coming very close.
Yeah, let's talk about the homes and cabins north of Whistler that are threatened by the Downton Lake fire.
Right, yeah. So the other part of the province, in this case, 110 kilometers north of Whistler, takes about a 2-hour drive along a Forest Service road to get to Whistler from this area, which is primarily around Gun Lake. That's where the evacuation order is primarily focused. It's called the Downton Lake fire, but the flames have moved into and very quickly Tuesday night toward Gun Lake. And the way residents in that area have described it, the flames racing down the hill and attacking cabins is how it's been described. The regional district has confirmed a loss of 5 structures, and many of these are seasonal cabins. Again, some people living there year round, but they do say that number 5 likely to go up as they maybe can get into and assess the area and the damage. Right now, it's simply too dangerous to do. So they're still in a situation where they're watching this fire. It has grown since yesterday. It's now 18 square kilometers since Monday. It had quadrupled in size as of Wednesday, so fast moving. And when we talk about how fast this turned on Tuesday night, residents who did flee have been talking to CBC about what it was like watching these flames come, and as I described it, they're attacking cabins in some cases. But I want to play you what one told us.
We literally ran for our lives in the end. I've never seen anything like it. This fire had its own weather system. And then this wind literally blew us off our feet again. And the fire was right there. And everyone just started running. So we just jumped in my truck, and you probably hear some colorful language on the video. And there was deer running out of the woods. It was terrifying.
That wind, 40 to 70 kilometers per hour, the firefighter service is saying. And sometimes within a forest fire, that wind is generated by the fire itself, depending on the size of it. We're not seeing a lot of wind right now, but what we have heard from the wildfire service, Hannah, is that they are not expecting, as I said earlier, conditions to necessarily be in their favor as we move through the week. So the efforts to put out that fire of note, other fires of note, they are quite challenging this week.
Sarah Galashan in Coquitlam, British Columbia, thank you for the update.
Thank you, Beth.